This is a book review of Avengers No Road Home. Came out in 2019. There's 260 pages in this. The American edition's got 256 apparently. So this is from Panini Comics. Obviously, and also Marvel, of course. And includes Avengers No Road Home 1 to 10. Now, the people involved behind it, I always show that, and there's the thing there. And also you've got a lovely forward there, which is always good. I love forwards in books, and I love these sort of collections where it's a complete story all the way through. So you go right from the start point all the way through to the end, and also you've got some additional information, and you've got some nice little bonus variant covers at the end, which I think is always a nice addition as well. Now it's colour all the way through, and well, this is from the back cover, and the reason why I bought it, because I'm a mega Conan fan. I love Conan. And of course, there's Conan, Scarlet Witch. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much of the story. It's virtually impossible not to spoil some of the story because it's, of course, you can just see straight away. That is a key thing. Now, that really only happens about halfway through the book. We got most of the story, most of the early part of the story is you've got Olympus at the back. And this is where it all sort of starts coming about. You've got Hercules falling into, obviously, darkness, and Hulk. Now, the Avengers is a real weird collection. You've got some quite powerful characters, and you've got Vision, you've got Hulk, etc., Rocket, you've got, etc., loads of characters. And this is the thing with Avengers, they always keep changing. I can't keep up with them. I must admit, my Avengers are still the first ones, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man and Wasp. But still. Artwork, superb. The villain in this is Nyx, the Queen of Night. Apparently you're not supposed to say her name, so I've just said her name. Bad idea. Will battle the assembled Avengers over broken bodies of her victims. Basically, she caused a bit of problems in Olympus. Of course, Hercules is a bit angry about that. Surprise, surprise. And, of course, there's lots of bits of guilt all the way through. There's quite a bit of guilt. Lots of issues, because there's like Hercules and Zeus. Obviously, there's a bit of conflict there. But you've also got Hawkeye and Hulk as well. There's definitely a bit of conflict there between the two. There's some really great scenes where you've sort of got Hulk's hands. I know there's one slight criticism with the artist. Sometimes Hulk seems to vary in size. His hands seem to vary against characters so big. One time he's like standing against someone, his hands, you can see the hand size. And then when he put the hands on them, they're like massive. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it always sometimes surprises me. It starts off really obviously quite cheerful. You got a bit of nice cheerful artwork there, obviously in Olympus. They're all enjoying themselves. And then darkness comes, and this is across the universe. This story sort of struck me slightly, a bit like Thanos. This is a sort of Thanos level, end of the universe, sort of real big deal, big problems. And also you've got great Rocket and, of course, Hercules there. Hercules is on Earth. He's sort of trying to see what his purpose is. You know, is he a drinker? Is he a joke, lad about the town? Those sort of things. Is he going to be serious? All those sort of issues. And then you've got here, you've got some characters who don't have much of a role in the story. Obviously, you've got Vision, you've got Spectrum. They turn up. They're very important characters. Actually, great. I must admit, it was quite interesting to see the Vision storyline. I didn't realise that he was sort of like there was a malfunction or problems that he had. That I did not realise. And also Spectrum as well. She's got a bit of a problem where she suddenly finds that, of course, she's immortal. She's basically energy, pure energy. She can live forever. And she's concerned about it. You've got the Hulk, of course. He can live forever. There's quite a lot of immortality in the story. And they go to, obviously, Olympus. You've got this great scene with brilliant there. And you've got Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, etc. You've got all the characters there, all put into that storyline. And then you, of course, got the main villain, Nyx, who's basically darkness. She wants darkness to come across the whole universe, which is pretty something. Like I say, a bit like Thanos, that sort of thing. And there's also a very similar sort of thing with the obviously Infinity Gauntlet. You've got a sort of search for these items. There's a sort of search for something. All those sort of quest story where all the characters are split off from one part. You've got other characters, and that's quite good. And that's the reason, of course, you've got the storyline. Here, we bring in good old Conan. Now, so like I say, it's about halfway through the book when you get Conan. Now, Conan's quite accepting of the Scarlet Witch, which I found slightly unusual. Okay, she's obviously going to be attractive. One hand, I'm not certain how she suddenly speaks but anyway, that's never an issue, is it, in stories? Don't worry about that sort of thing. Everyone knows how everyone. But you've got, you got a great little, some beautiful artwork. I think the artwork is just first rate all the way through. Thoroughly enjoyable. Found it very easy to read. And Conan, well, as much his usual self, there's obviously the usual sort of head-lopping violence that's throughout. And of course, he helps the Scarlet Witch in her search. Lots of great battle scenes. Actually, not too many, but they're backwards and forwards. You've got lots of conflict between, obviously, Nyx and her family, and, of course, the Avengers, who they think basically are very easy because, of course, they're just mortals. How can they beat these immortals? So that's really good. 1 to 9. Let's see. Oh, there's. I'm just going to quickly show you Nyx. There's the character Nyx. It's pretty, yeah. That would be bit scary there, especially with the creature beside her. 1 to 9, thoroughly enjoyed. And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy number 10. However, it is slightly unusual. You might go to it and go, I'm not going to show it to you because that's obviously, I really don't like putting too many spoilers. Obviously, it's virtually impossible. Virtually everything I said, I think you can work out from the back, the various comments on the back, what happens in the storyline. It's not particularly any great spoilers. There's some battles, there's Nyx, Olympus, etc., etc. But the last thing is absolutely either a masterpiece ending, or you will totally probably dislike it and think, what a cop-out ending. It's not a standard ending for a book at all. But I thought there was one page that was an absolute gem. Well, actually, I suppose spread over 4 pages, actually, but one page where it's sort of got the panels adjust and the storyline just there. It sort of all slows down at that point, and suddenly you've got this sort of just transformation that's in there. And I think that was an absolutely brilliant bit. But some of the others bit, I thought, oh, that was just. But each their own. Some will absolutely love that. And, well, obviously it's all told in this book. It finishes off the story. And it was a real nice conclusion right at the end, all the various story. And obviously this leads on, I think, to obviously the Savage Avengers. So I'm not spoiling it. Conan doesn't die, obviously. I mean, that's not much of a spoiler. That would be really weird. All the way through, Conan comes back and then gets killed. That would be really weird, wouldn't it? So not much of a spoiler. Goes on to, obviously, Savage Avengers, I think. I haven't got them, so I don't know at this point, but I guess that's the next storyline for this. And, well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm really pleased. I've been holding off buying this collection for quite a while. I don't know why, but I'm really glad I bought it. Thoroughly enjoyed the story. You can read it very quickly. It's not a long read, 260 pages, an hour or so. Thoroughly, and I'm certain I will actually go back and read it again. So, thoroughly enjoyed it. Totally recommended.